Hopefully this is more appropriate lighting. This is Mitsuko, Child of Light. She's curious about what I'm doing.
Hello, baby. Hello, baby.
She likes to give air kisses. She doesn't necessarily always make contact with her kisses. So I got some dog saliva on my nose. So that's very special. I was blessed by Mitzi's tongue. And here she comes again. There she goes. So, I'm reading Leonardo da Vinci Sucks. I'm reading Leonardo da Vinci Sucks. I posted a reading of the 2-page preface yesterday, and I thought the length of that seemed appropriate. So I'm going to do about 2 pages at a time, although in this book, and I held it up to the camera yesterday, and most of you have probably seen it, but you couldn't see it when I held it up to the camera yesterday because I didn't shut my lighting at all. So I figure I'm going to read about 2 pages a day. There are marked stopping points in the book where I intended to suggest to the reader that this is a good stopping point. So anyway, I'll try and make a reasonably suitable, make suitable decisions based upon page numbers and marked stopping points. So anyway, begins with the partial biblical quote from the Lord's Prayer. On earth as it is in heaven. Ellipse. It is all ignorant love, long confounded. All this anarchy is perfectly normal. That a soul could be satisfied with money, note, or some other fleeting power only for gain in this dust-like subsistence, or to further enchant his ego, is depraved. Too many never consider their wondrous consciousness, or only skim the enormous scope of its essence and circumstance. The instruments contrived in this, facades for paltry schemes, establish their burden on who would, being born not of their own accord, simply wish to live this, embracing the sublime and exquisite acumen of this most pure, maybe divinely originated consciousness. That is, our contrivances make life harder on those who are living most transparently, those doing the only work of real value, seeking the truth, which is the making of themselves the least of a burden on and the highest fortune for others. As your saying goes, nothing good is easy, so just breathe, as your saying goes. See, those who do not have it easy, you and me, to feel, to think, to be, to know, are ravishing and the same. The nameless, her story and mine, and how the most determinedly corrupt of my many youthful fevers ensued. The story of her calls to mind the song's line, a song of youth. If you want to find hell with me, I can show you what it's like. A song of youth. This is true. I have seen the path to hell with many I've known, though not so well lain as with her nameless soul. Any of us can find and show what hell is like, easily. It doesn't take mind, talent, substance, or strength. But it is also true we can show each other art, music, literature, even paradise, I think, which doesn't take mind, talent, substance, or strength either. It takes feel. This woman, who is nameless for the respect of her family and myself, but not for her, crossed my path at a desperate time in both lives. As we were trying to make something of ourselves more consequential than we were, and trying to do it through the easiest, most substanceless way, that is, breeding facade. For image, we were ugly beggars behind the door, neither worth this world's ash. I would never want it again, her or her ash, and she remains nameless not out of mere respect, but because I never knew her name. I'll go ahead and stop there. That's one of the stopping points, and a little over one page. And the fact, what I claimed as having never known this woman's name, and I'm speaking of a woman I actually knew, the claim is a fact. I never knew her name. She was a compulsive liar, and it's one of the more strange stories of my life, and somewhat engaging and curious. And I don't fully get into it in this book, and here I am reading, and now I'm just speaking off the top of my head. I may get further into it in another video sometime down the road. So anyway, there you go.